Summer is winding down. School just started and we're coming out of a crazy, fun, eventful summer where I wasn't necessarily making family dinner every day, maybe not even every week. So now the kids are back in school and it's time to get back to kind of a normal routine. And that's what I'm here to show you today. I'm gonna show you how to make Tex Mex stuffed peppers. This is my version of stuffed peppers. You know me, I love spicy things. I love Tex Mex, basically anything. So today I'm showing you how to take stuffed peppers and kick them up a notch. Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. So put this on your weekly menu rotation and I promise I'll be back with more ideas for your weeknight dinners. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do when you make Tex Mex stuffed peppers is you need to fire up your peppers. Let's take these over to the stove and I'll show you how to do it. So to fire your peppers, first thing you want to do is turn the flame on your gas stove. Hopefully you have a gas stove. If not, I don't know what to tell you.
Skip this part.
Skip this part, yes. Go ahead and turn on your flame and then just set your pepper down onto the flame.
One more thing.
Carefully.
One more thing, Tara the Foodie.
What?
Turn on the B-roll.
Oh, turn on the B-roll as well so we can give you another shot like this. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. So all that you're doing is putting the pepper onto the flame and letting it kind of cook the skin a little bit. Let it sit there 30 seconds and then kind of move it around. You just want it to have a little bit of color on it, just a little charring. I would say get some tongs and that way you can kind of like turn it with the tongs. So you see a little charring there. And that's really all we're looking for. Just a little bit of color all over the pepper as you turn it around. So again, about every 30 seconds or so, you just want to move the pepper until we kind of get a little bit of color all over the pepper. This is going to start the cooking process on this pepper. It's also going to give it a little bit of that fire roasted flavor, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I'm gonna try and get this off and set this down. So you're just looking for a bit of a char all over the pepper and then pull it off the fire. So while the peppers are cooling off a little bit, let's go ahead and make our rice. This is a really quick little tutorial on how to make rice anytime that you need it. It's always a 2-to-1 ratio. Because we're using 1 cup of dried rice, we are going to use 2 cups of water. That's how it works. I'm using a basmati rice. I really like the texture of basmati rice. You could use a short grain rice as well, whatever you prefer. So you want to go ahead and have a pot with a lid and remove the lid first. Pour in your rice. Pour in your water and then turn your fire on to high because you are going to now bring this to a boil. As soon as it boils, you're going to turn it down to low and put the lid on. We'll be back when it boils. I am getting together our meat ingredients for this recipe and I'm just at a pound there. While I'm doing this, I thought it'd be a great time to ask you, have you subscribed yet? I mean, why not if you haven't? So if you haven't, I forgive you. I still really love you, okay? And I know you keep coming back and watching me, and that's awesome. But please take a second to subscribe because it really helps my channel grow and it helps me bring more of this content to you more often. And that's what you want, right? So hit the button down below, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, so that you never miss a video. Thank you. We're back here at the stove, and if you look closely, you'll see that the water is now boiling. Come closer. As you can see, the water is now boiling, and when this happens, this is the part where you turn the heat all the way to low and then put the lid on. And you're gonna let that just slowly cook for about 20 minutes or so. And after 20 minutes, when you pick up that lid, all of the rice is gonna have soaked in all of that water. And if that's the case, you know that it's done, and that's when we'll fluff it with this fork. Now, back to the show.
This is the show. Back to the other part.
Back to the next part of the show. All right, so while we are waiting for the rice to cook, let's go ahead and start preparing the filling that we're going to put inside our Tex Mex stuffed peppers. You want to have a large pan that can contain all of the ingredients. A good sized pan like this is good. I think this is a 16-inch. And deep. Since I'm going to be browning some meat, I always like to put a little bit of oil in the pan. So about a tablespoon of, I've got avocado oil here, light olive oil, regular olive oil, all would be fine. We are using 2 different meats. I've got a pound of ground beef. You want to get 80-20. That's 80 lean and 20 fat, and that way it's got enough fat in there to have a little bit of flavor. And chorizo, and I went ahead and removed the casings. These were chorizo links, and you just want to remove the casings, and that way we can break apart the meat easily as we brown this along with the beef. Let's go ahead and add these meats to our pan, and then just break up the meat and cook it until it's cooked through. Because filming can sometimes take a couple of hours, and the finished product, you can't eat it until the end of your video. I like to snack on things like macadamia nuts, and I've got some snack bags here from House of Macadamias that I am in love with. I just had the onion flavor, and these taste like sour cream and onion chips, but in macadamia nut form. They're so good, so satisfying because they're macadamia nuts. They have that good fat that you're looking for. Aside from loving to cook, I concentrate on my health and what I'm putting in my body. So I like to, try to eat the right things most of the time. And macadamia nuts are one of, if not the healthiest nut that you can eat. If you're interested in getting something like this so that you've got a healthy snack in your home, click on this link below, and I'll also have the link down in the description. It will give you a discount, and it will show you some special products that I've curated especially for you. And thank you to House of Macadamias for sponsoring this video. All right, so it's been maybe 20 minutes, I don't even know. In the land of making videos, there is no time. So I don't know how long it's been, but let's take a look under this lid. It's very hot, and see what's going on. So as you can see, the rice has soaked up all of the water. So at this point, go ahead and take your fork, and you're gonna fluff up the rice.
You're so aggressive with that fork, pointing at me.
You're just gonna go like this. And there shouldn't be any more liquid left, and that is perfectly cooked rice. After your beef and chorizo is cooked through, it'll look like this. You'll see that it looks like ground beef and it cooked ground beef, but you're gonna see some pink or red because that's the chorizo and it never gets brown. But you can kind of tell just how it feels with your spoon that it's cooked through. So at this point, you wanna grab a packet of taco seasoning and add the taco seasoning to your meat. Then grab your favorite salsa and add about a cup or so of salsa. You also want to add a can of black beans, but make sure that you drain your black beans and just lightly rinse them off first. So that's why I have them in this strainer. So go ahead and add your black beans as well. And the last thing we want to add is our cooked rice.
Looking good.
Yeah. And then stir it up. If you're on camera, God damn it, make sure you stir it slowly. Oh my God. on. This is no boring stuffed pepper right here. No boring stuffed pepper filling. So I'm gonna turn the heat off at this point because the filling is ready to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our peppers cut up and scooped out so that we can fill them with this delicious filling. So we are back to the cutting board and our fire roasted peppers are nice and cooled off. I'm gonna cut them lengthwise so that they'll lay nice and you'll have more of a wider opening to put more filling in because we're gonna fill these to the brim. Take your knife and just cut it as in half as you possibly can, all the way through the pit of seeds or whatever that is, all the way through. So you've got the two halves. And now we want to, I'm gonna go ahead and snip off this part. And then I'm gonna cut just this part carefully so that I can remove it. And that's basically it. You can pretty much fill that. So any liquid that you have in here, you will have a little bit of liquid because you started to cook them. Just go ahead and dump it in your garbage bowl here, just so that, because you don't need that extra liquid. You're gonna have enough in your filling. And then go ahead and place that pepper halve onto a baking sheet. And I'm gonna do that with the rest of these peppers now. And now that I've cut these peppers in half and dug out the insides, they're ready to be stuffed. If you are making this, it will be very hard not to just shovel this into your face instead of putting it in the peppers. It's so delicious already, and we're not even done yet. So try. We might have leftover. I don't know. I'm gonna fill these a lot, and if you have leftovers, yes. You know, that's just exciting, right? We're going to put as much of this filling into these peppers, and we want them to be like heaping. Just go ahead and scoop and just put it into the pepper. Just kind of mound it because it will stick together because of the rice, you know, and it's gonna get a little messy. You're gonna wish these peppers were 8 times this size. All right, I think they're about full as they're gonna get. So we've got some lovely snacking to do over there. So now what you do, just get yourself a can of prepared red enchilada sauce, and you're going to spoon some of this into each pepper, just kind of over top. It's gonna soak down into the whole entire mixture. And you're using about a cup's worth of red enchilada sauce for all of your peppers. So just eyeball it, you know. You probably won't use the whole entire can. That's fine, you can find another use for it. I've got 1 cup of my 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and put half of the cheese, the 1 cup, all over these peppers. Again, we're gonna cover them and bake them in the oven for 45 minutes, and then we'll end up uncovering them and adding the rest of the cheese so that it's nice and melty on top. So this is just kind of the first layer. Well, now that Joe is finished stealing spoonfuls of the filling.
That did not happen.
He was just waiting for me to fill these up.
Lies. There's nothing on film.
Well, as soon as I put these in the oven, I'm gonna do the same thing. Now go ahead and take some tin foil, and then you're just covering it just so that it keeps all the steam and stuff inside as it bakes. Now this is ready for the oven. I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. You know what this means when I got my welding gloves on. It means it's time to take the stuffed peppers out of the oven. So at this point, you want to carefully remove the tin foil or aluminum foil. It's gonna be steamy. Oh my, I took some of the cheese with it. Oh no. As you can see, the peppers are nice and tender because they've been in the oven for 45 minutes, covered. They look amazing already. And so now what you want to do is take the other half of your cheddar cheese, this is a cup's worth or so, and you want to sprinkle it over the tops of your peppers. And then we're just going to go ahead and pop it back in the oven just long enough for the cheese to melt. Because who doesn't like more cheese? I don't know the answer to that. So I'm gonna I can even turn the oven off, honestly. There's no reason for it to be on anymore. So I'll go ahead and turn that off and pop these back in the oven. And while the cheese melts, we will get our garnishes ready. Okay, let's take a look at these again after the cheese has melted. Oh, Lord, Lord help us. Oh my goodness, they smell so good. And now it's time to garnish these and take a taste. And these are my Tex Mex stuffed peppers. And as you can see, I've garnished them. If you want, you can garnish them with slices of avocado, chopped up green onion, and I threw some cilantro over top as well. And then I love hot sauce, so I just doused it with a little bit of hot sauce. So now it's my favorite time of every episode, time to taste. And I cannot wait to dig in to one of these. I'm gonna pick the red because I like red. I say use a knife only because you can kind of keep everything together. All right, there's a look at a beautiful bite. It's juicy. It's like running down my face. Wow. I've had stuffed peppers before, obviously. The peppers have never quite been cooked enough, you know? But covering it like that and really just leaving it in the oven for that 45 minutes, it makes the peppers completely just perfectly tender, nice and soft, but they still, you see they're still holding together. Very, very juicy. The inside, the filling is so, so good. Cheesy, and I can't say enough about it. And we've got kids actually watching us right now, waiting to dig in. They can't wait. I say make this for your family immediately, and again, add this to your weekly meal plan routine. And maybe there's a cameraman that might want to take a taste too.
I'm going green.
Yeah, that's one of the big mamma jammas. That's a dad-sized portion.
Yeah. Get some of that green onion that took you for a ride.
I chopped the green onion and it actually made my eyes water. I'm like, this is a green onion.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Just take that out of that.
We'll edit that out.
Edit it out. I won't fill that back up.
I'm keeping it in. That's a big bite. It's like a pepper taco. It's like stuffed pepper enchilada. That's kind of what it tastes like.
I'm reaching for my hippie sippy.
And if you love this beautiful, sexy t-shirt that Juicy Joe is wearing right now, you might remember it from my last video, the 3 irresistible dips for parties. You can get one for yourself if you'd like. Just message me on any of my social media at Tater the Foodie, or comment below that you want to know how to buy one of these for yourself to support the show.
Yeah, plus we are the winning recipe.
We are the winning recipe.
Tater the Foodie, myself, Juicy Joe.
Yes.
This is another delicious recipe for you to enjoy, and we're going to keep pumping them out.
That's right.
And thank you for watching.
And what did you think about this?
Between you and the green pepper, you last longer. I want to stick with you.
Thank you.
But this is good. This is so good. This is...
I beat a green pepper.
Send them off, and we'll...
We gotta feed the family.
Feed the fam.
All right. I'm Tara the Foodie, taking the mystery out of cooking for you, and I will see you next time.